Yes.
Nice to meet you. You brought a key lime pie.
I did.
It's beautiful, and you guys can't see it until the very end. Until the very end. You're coming from church?
My mom.
Your mom was in church?
Yes. Yes, my mom's very kind.
You didn't go to church?
No.
Shame on you.
I know. It's because, listen, my kids would be running up and down the church. And I've been to like a smaller church and they're like, oh, bring the kids. We would love for you to have the kids run around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, my kids will start unplugging stuff. They'll start like dropping stuff. They'll make all the noises.
You don't hit them with a shoe? Like,
No.
What do you do? Like, are you like...
I'd just be like, Junior.
You a bootleg Mexican, man.
Yes, I know.
What kind of Mexican are you? You don't hit them with nothing?
Believe me, I get shit from everybody all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm not going to smack them up in public. I'm not going to, like, do anything to them. Like, I'm going to tell them, like, hey, like, calm down.
Man, you do.
I'm trying, okay?
That, like, other people got to live in public, right?
Yes, okay.
Your
but
terrorist kids running around
I know,
shit
and
up,
I'm
like,
trying, you know, I exit the store quickly if they're starting to, like, scream. I get nervous. I get, like, real nervous. I'm like, they start beating me up. I'm like, oh, my God.
How, like, what the... How old
Two
are
of
they?
them.
You
Two
got
of
two
them.
kids?
A 4-year-old and a 3-year-old.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
Kids let me ask you this, so I can further criticize you.
Oh.
When you go to this...
I thought the criticism...
No, we're not done yet. You open up a can of fucking worms, man. Yo, so when you go to the store, do you discuss what they're going to eat?
When I go to the store, I talk to them. I'm just like, yeah, I'm talking to them. You know, you gotta like let them know. I'm like, hey, dude, look, we're gonna have this. We're gonna have that.
Oh, you're not like, yeah, all right, good. All right.
Yeah, I'll be talking to them. I'm like, we're not gonna get candy this time, but sometimes, you know, I can't win.
No, I feel
like, all right.
You gotta give it every now and again because it teaches the kids how to negotiate. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
But I do. I'm like, hey, if you calm down, we're gonna go get donuts afterwards, or like if you sit down, if you like, you know, behave because donuts. He loves donuts.
Who doesn't love them?
Timbits, to be precise.
Timbits?
Yeah, those are his favorite.
Those shits are good. I was a rent-a-cop because some
This is really good coffee.
I made it myself. Nescafe.
It didn't need the sugar.
Nescafe. I was a rent-a-cop because there's some grimy gent pulled his penis out in a bathroom, and then they brought me in to make sure that there was.
And what do you do? Like,
well, I didn't do it.
But I'm saying, what do you do in that scenario? Like, do you spray them?
You throw salt on them, like in It's Always Sunny or some shit like.
Okay, before I forget this,
Skedaddle.
Listen, I've been in the industry for a long time, restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I work in the back of the house.
Yes.
Yesterday, the front of the house manager comes up to me and she's like, Miriam, you would never believe what happened. And I'm like, what? She's like, one of the servers walked into the restrooms out here and a dude was fully naked. And I'm like, so my jaw dropped to the floor. I'm like, wait, what?
Bruh.
So this is me right now. And then she's like, wait, it gets worse. I'm like, what happened? She's like, we found his boxers in the stall that he shit himself.
What the fuck? What's going on? Like, don't even get me started. You know why this happened?
And I'm like, what do you do?
Somebody's mother probably bribed him with donuts to be nice, and now look at it.
No.
He's out there shitting on things.
No.
That's the future. You're looking at the fucking future. Keep bribing your kids with Timbits.
Okay, but who bribed them to leave his boxers in the stall?
This is the thing. We don't know what's gonna happen. You're planting seeds right now. Who knows?
Listen, my kids would not shit and leave the evidence.
You know what? Was this a what kind of fella is? What kind of gentleman was this? Was he a wackadoo? Clearly, or was he drunk?
I don't know. I heard it from the front of the house.
You're in a nice restaurant.
Yes, we're in downtown Detroit, and
you know what it is? White people hate themselves, and now they let people come in and shit on things.
Man,
they're like, oh, maybe he was abused as a child. I don't give a fuck. Like, put your fucking pants on. Like, white people be trying to find reasons. They should have.
You know what happened?
Well, tell me.
It was opening day, and people were drinking all day, so we got that crowd.
Oh wait, this was Friday. This was literally this Friday.
I'm sorry, I should have started with that part. I just remembered what you said.
When I say white people, that's when you're like the baseball. I already know that shit. Yo, I went to the bar. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why
is there so many people?
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm gonna tell you something though. When I lived in LA, because you were West Coast.
I was born in the West Coast.
No shit. All right. So when I lived in LA, one of my favorite things to do with my buddy Inappropriate Jeff was go to. He would just be like, "So, did you shave your pussy?" Like, I'm like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah, he literally asked my old roommate, "Did she shave her pussy?" That's how he got the name Inappropriate Jeff.
I understand.
She didn't answer.
Okay.
Living with her, I don't remember. I don't remember evidence one way or another.
Oh, dang. Maybe it was wax.
Anyway, you know what? I like that. I think chicks should just hit it with a number 3. Just clean it up a little bit on the side.
What's the number 3?
You know, like clippers. Just I need to see some. Like I don't want to be like I'm fucking a 4-year-old type shit. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
I don't want some shit to show up with a toddler vagina.
There is this woman, I saw this video walking around, like, asking random people, like, how do you like your pussy? You know, like, kind of like, how do you like your coffee?
Yeah.
How do you like it? Do you like, like, a little strip, a little landing strip? You like a full, like, naked mole rat?
So what was the consensus?
Everybody liked the naked mole rat. I'm like, dudes are scared of hair. Bruh. They were scared. And women, too. I was like... What's going on here?
Like this is getting a little blue, but I had to,
a little
to touch. I didn't even get to finish. I just want to tell you about eating Timbits. You don't want. When I was a rent-a-cop, I ate Timbits. That's all I ate.
Every day.
Well, I'd have one. I had one Timbit, and I would get a bagel and an iced tea.
Ooh, the strawberry cream cheese is where it's at.
What, the bagel?
Yeah. I usually
I'm a
like
man.
it plain, but
I'm a man.
Hey, what does that have to do with anything?
What I look like rolling up in the drive-thru like, hey, let me get one Timbit and a strawberry cream cheese. That's not fucking
strawberry cream cheese on the bagel.
Yeah,
okay,
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, come on, you can do it. You got the pink on.
It doesn't matter. It was for my son. It's for me and the son. And my son.
Stop giving that boy strawberry. What's wrong with you, lady? You giving him cream cheese and strawberries?
Yeah, it's food.
He's
food
gonna be sassy later on in life. He's gonna be like, Ma, I'm not doing that.
You know what's funny? I don't know if it's just me, but I do it on purpose. So they're aware of all these colors. That colors don't define like.
Well, no. To your point is. That was the masculine color. That in like the late 1800s, pink was masculine and blue is feminine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all arbitrary.
Oh.
Colors are arbitrary.
Yeah, exactly. Colors don't matter to me. Like at home, like the plates are like white, pink, like basic colors. Yeah. Pink, orange, yellow, green. Like he's not going to look at the plate and go, wow, I'm gay.
No, it's the strawberry cream cheesy shit about it. Just fucking.
I literally.
Kind of faggoty. You know what I mean? Just a touch.
They love strawberries. They love mangoes. Yeah. Like all the fruit that's in
I like mangoes too. You're a youngster, so you don't remember when the shipping got easier. Mm-hmm. The mangoes came out like you could get them at like Kroger and when I was like 18, which was 1,000 years ago. Oh. And that was some real. Yeah, it was like, damn, dog, what is this shit? Mad sensual ass fucking, you know what I mean?
What, the mango?
The whole mangoes, yeah.
Like, were they big?
It's kind of like sexual. The mangoes are...
How are they sexual? You know what's a sexual fruit, but only because people use it in that form? Papaya.
Because it smells like pussy.
No, they be like fingering the fucking papaya. Like, what are you guys doing?
Dude, I'm telling you, there's some enzymes in papaya that smells like vagina.
Really? Yeah, you know, people think that when I was in culinary school, people thought that papaya smelled like throw up. And then I love papaya. So after that, that's all it could smell.
So how do you make a menu?
On what? Like
on food? No, I feel so bad. I bring you in here. You're like this expert on everything. And we start talking about the smell of vagina.
Listen. When I listen to podcasts go one of two ways. They either like stick to the script, or they literally go sideways. Like they go this way, they go that way, and that's I guess
you're an
expert.
Beauty. Look, we're gonna talk about everything. Okay. But I do want to touch on all of.
Yeah. Sorry.
On all of that. Yeah. Well, I didn't tell you about me and Inappropriate Jeff, so I used to like to go to the baseball game with them. I gave a fuck about baseball, and I would eat Vicodin and hot dogs.
Oh, what a combination.
Oh, my God.
Vicodin and hot dog.
Yeah, man. He's sitting there with a fucking itching and eat a fucking hot dog. He's like, pause, everybody. It was awesome.
But don't you get, like, paranoid, like...
Do I get paranoid on Vicodin? Nah, weed.
I used to do Vicodin in high school. I don't know why it was my drug of choice, but mixing it with Ciroc was not even a better.
How do you feel about drinking Ciroc knowing that Puffy Satan?
Oh, that was in high school. I would never drink Ciroc in my lifetime just because of the hangovers but now that there's something behind it, now I'm just like, no,
I think they put like in a lot of this, well, you would know, right? Because you got a good palate. They put a lot of sugar in a lot of these things. Do they put, I never drank Ciroc because I fucking hate Puffy.
You know what's crazy? Okay, high school, you don't give a shit what you're drinking.
But you're just a child.
You're just able to get alcohol. Yeah. Let's drink it. Yeah. Let's get fucked up. Now that I have like a better palate.
Yeah.
I actually had this bartender give me like a fucking history lesson because I like to drink Jameson. And she's like, do you know Jameson is not as great as it used to be because it got popular. They have to mass produce it. So now they're adding like flavoring, they're adding coloring, sugar, like all that stuff that they didn't used to add to it. And now that's why you're getting like extremely hungover because of the mass production, like they have to do all this shit to it to keep up with the demand.
Also, Jameson is the Catholic Irish people drink that.
Really?
Yeah, you can. That's an interesting. Bushmills, Protestant. Jameson,
no way.
Catholic, because that's how beefed out they are. They're so beefed out that they're like.
Wait, they have beef?
Yeah, man, that's why, like, this all, everyone's getting along. Yo, we'll find a reason to hate each other. Like, you got two of these motherfuckers, because basically England whooped on Ireland so long that a lot of them became Protestant, and then the rest of them was still Catholic, so there was, like, beef. They was blowing each other up in the 70s, like, straight up murdering each other. Yeah, IRA, look it up.
See, this is the history that I wanted to learn in high school. Not
that whole-ass shit. Let me tell you about Atlantis. Awesome. But yeah, so that's, you know what, going back to the putting sugar and sweetener and all that is
a lot of stuff. Just
George Clooney shit.
Yeah, like all the tequilas, like all the what are they called? Like the
Reposados?
All the celebrity tequilas. Same thing. And you know what's even crazier is that tequila, like, it's made from agave, but then I vienen the celebrity. Sorry, sometimes I talk in English.
Man, just do whatever. If I don't understand, I'll be like, "What does that word mean?" But don't you ever edit yourself.
Okay, thank you. The celebrities are like trying to make all these tequilas. Same business. Like they're just like paying people to do this, but they're also still like adding sugars and adding a bunch of additives because they have to mass produce. Like it goes back to the same thing. It's like, oh, you want to slap your face on this tequila, but you're not like over there. You're not like in there. Like in order to produce something really good, like you got to be in the fields. You got to see like what's going to make a good product. You don't like pay all these thousands of dollars and then slap your face on it and then like call it a day. Like,
this is how I can tell if some shit is bullshit or not. If I drank Casamigos and I don't never get hangovers, and I had to wear sunglasses inside after I drank that shit, and I didn't even drink that much compared to what
it's gotten such a big name that I can only imagine they have to like, hurry up and fill the shelves and, throw whatever you have to throw just to make like, just to fill those shelves.
Miriam, let me tell you something.
Yes.
I feel like if it's popular, it's bullshit. And I've been right pretty much a billion% of the time lately.
100%. I agree with that statement. I have been like coming across a bunch of videos of like people trying to push out all these tequilas that are getting pushed to the side. What do you drink then?
Me? What tequila would you drink?
Well, you like drink like...
I'll write down what I drink and you tell me what you drink.
I don't drink tequila. Tequila like kills me. Like
a person.
Which one you should? Try what's the one with the horse? Cazadores. Cazadores for sure.
Cazadores.
Yeah, one of the old bartenders that I used to work with.
Yeah.
He's an ambassador for Bacardi and Cazadores. He invited me to an event once. They gave us so much knowledge, like it's insane. They're still like family owned. They're still doing their stuff.
Give me another. You can't be saying agave and tequila, and then I'm like, Give me. You're like, I don't know.
Cazadores.
That's it.
Cazadores. Herradura. Siete Leguas. Like Tapatio. Like these are ones that are coming straight from Mexico.
The Siete Leguas.
That one's good.
And that one doesn't have any. It's got no additives in that one.
Siete Leguas is really good. That one's like the darker it is, the smoother.
The juice.
That one sits so well.
I like Tapatio.
Tapatio.
Because it's got the little fella dancing with his lady on there. It's adorable.
Yeah.
That's my jam. All right, I'm glad that we went through that because...
Okay, let me see your tequila of choice. Tapatio?
Yeah, that's my jam. Yeah. I learned about it on Cinco de Mayo, and everybody was calling up the show, and everybody's
getting Casamigos, everybody's getting...
Well, no, all the Mexican cast was like fucking taking giant shits on... they were like, well, fuck that. They was going in on Patron. They was like shitting on everything. I was like, well... It's okay to point out the problem, but we also have to point out a solution. So I was like, well, what the fuck should I drink?
Yeah, for real.
And that Tapatio is the truth. That's my favorite.
You know, like sometimes when I'm out at the bar instead of Jameson will always be my drink of choice.
It's for getting chicks drunk.
Really?
Yeah, man, because it's like, I'm like a little adult. Because it's like whiskey, but it's smooth.
I'll drink Tullamore. That's a good.
Tullamore?
Yeah.
Is that a whiskey too?
Yeah, it's an Irish whiskey.
Man, you seem super happy. You're going to be happy all the time?
Yeah, I don't need alcohol to make me happy. I'm just like... Good. Yeah. I have energy for days. Listen, I have 2 boys. I need this energy.
I know you do, man. And you giving them fucking donuts, man. So they bouncing off the fucking... And you're like, I don't know why these kids are ruining church. They're like, don't give them 7 cups of sugar.
I don't take them to church. I solve the problem by not taking them to church.
You become godless because your kids have donuts.
You don't have to go to church to feel God's presence. How about that?
Amen. No, you're all the way right.
You know... Like, I don't want to get deep, but I get scared of like all the like weird stuff that happens in church. Like, you know, like the
priest fucking?
Yeah.
I'm 100% against priest fucking children.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, you know, let me not even throw myself in that mix.
It's the worst, right?
Especially because
what if you're a kid and didn't get fucked? I mean, like, then you feel ugly.
Oh, no.
You're like, really? What am I, a fucking box of hair? Like,
no, I'd rather just not even think of that. That shit scares me. Like,
same here. It's a
the whole thing just scares me in general. Like, these, like, the fact that people are foul, like, that they prey on little dudes, like little, like, small, like, my kids are at their prime where these are, like after watching... The movie, what was that movie called? The one that just came out about child trafficking.
Don't fuck my son.
No.
Did you see that one? Don't fuck my son.
No, it was this dude saving kids from child trafficking.
Oh man, I watched that shitty ass movie.
Oh my god. Well, yeah.
What's it called?
I can't remember. It just came out. It literally just came out.
It's all on Amazon right now. You know what I didn't like about it?
It's just
when the old guy went to go fuck the young kid. I'm giving you a critique here.
I know, but I just think about my kids.
I know.
I'm an asshole.
Let me get this out.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna harp on it if I can. It's like he's going to bang this kid out, right? And he's got jazz on and shit. Like, give him a popsicle. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. Like, this is why this guy's doing so bad. He's got smooth jazz on.
Just thinking about it makes me want to just
Who brought it up? Yo, look, man, here's the deal.
Like,
this is my thing. We're like, once again, I'm against fucking children.
That's right.
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm extra against stupid fucking parents putting their kids in situations like this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like when I go to the store, like, okay, you're asking for, if you just, the other day I saw that, I was at the store grabbing, like I was grabbing something for work, and this lady leaves her son in the cart. And I stood next to this cart because this lady walked away. She walked down the aisle. And I'm just sitting there like blown away. Like this lady didn't. I don't even like step away from my child. I hold his hand when I'm
You're from Southwest. What's wrong with you, man? I was in Hamtramck without
I'm just like sitting here like, even when women come up and they want to touch my kids, you like hair, I just be looking at them like, please don't touch them. Like, please.
I'm saying this, you're gonna create fucking maniac kids. You gotta let these kids like No one wants to fuck you. No one wants your kids. No one wants your kids.
Yeah,
man.
that's what you say until they're like, they grab them, and then I'm like,
no, they gotta go. They gotta go to the church, school, or the internet for somebody to want. No one wants somebody to fucking yo.
I don't know. I'm just.
If I'm trying to,
you can't be too careful. You can't be too careful.
Just think about it like this.
Do you have kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, this is like, yo, man, I almost got kidnapped before.
Really?
Yeah, man, this old.
That's scary. That's what I'm saying. And you're
calm down. Fucking calm down, dude.
I can't.
I know, like, look, but so this was back when I was a hippie. My mom was a hippie, and I never wore shoes. I was like a nature boy, like 4 years old. I hated shoes, and so they wouldn't let me in the bank. And this dude rolled up, and he tried to get me.
And he tried to like snag it?
No, he tried to finesse me into the. He had a truck with a fucking cab on that bitch, and he was like, "Hey, son, can you help me out here? Can you just push these boxes to the back?" Like he wanted me to climb into the truck and push the boxes to the back.
Shut up.
And I was just like, I felt, but this is the thing, right? I want you to understand this. A dumb child would have got fucked and killed, and we would have been better off without him. Boom.
Oh my God.
Nature's way. I was smart. See, I was smart.
What did you do?
I said, hell no. Nah.
Oh.
I said, no, sir. What do you think? I was like, I just read the situation like. Boxes back, thing closes.
And how old are you? 4.
Really? Yeah, wow. But you know why? Because my mother let me go play around and I could calculate. The thing is this, that's my whole point, is like, if you keep these kids, you're going to have to let go of them sooner or later.
I know. And like, I'm not like coddling them forever,
Miriam,
but...
somebody in a truck is going to show up sooner or fucking later, so you got to get them ready. That's what I'm saying. It's a tough talk. Yeah. Not ready for this one.
I know.
Can we not talk about banging kids? You fucking
Yeah, let's move forward.
Yeah, dude. Like, eesh. So how do you plan a menu?
So, okay.
No, for real. I do want to know.
Let me tell you my background.
Just tell me. No.
Boy, it adds up. Like, it makes sense.
What do you mean?
So, like, my background, like, my kitchen background.
Yeah, you're...
Yeah, I'm a sous chef, so there's like a hierarchy or whatever.
So sous chef is like what's
the executive is the main person. He's
I was
the
a
one.
shit chef. I was like a prep. I was a prep cook.
Oh really? Where were you a prep cook?
Shit, all over.
That's good. Literally, there's a hierarchy.
Start from the bottom to
the bottom. Well, there's
dishwasher.
Yeah, so there's your dish, then there's your prep. Then there's your tornades. Then there's your
wait.
Then there's your chef de cuisine. Then the executive sits on top.
Man, get this shit away from her, man.
Oh.
But what does each one do?
Well, I'm trying to explain that to you. I'm giving you the hierarchy, and then I'm gonna tell you what they do.
All right. So what's the thing?
So the prep does like the prep stuff, the cuts, the soups.
That's what I do.
They do all the big stuff, you know. So the tornade is the person that's about to be the sous. They're just like giving you that title just so you can shut up, kind of deal.
Is the tornade like just like Sour Kush brought you this episode of Coffee and Tree. Jude's been smoking so much sour kush he can't remember the name of his own fucking show.
They're like an hourly manager. That's what we call them. Yeah, I know.
Look at the disdain. Miriam you got snobby real quick, man.
What do you mean?
Like,
well, I'm trying to tell you.
Bitch ass tornade.
No, it's because I think of one person when I think of the tornade.
What do you think about? This was
back when I worked at this restaurant. He was just so like, he just wanted to be a sous chef so bad, but he didn't want to do the work. He just wanted the title to run around and tell people like, I'm the boss.
You how old are you, like 22? 23?
Oh, flattered. No, I'm 28.
Okay, so you're willing to put in work, right?
For sure.
So
literally, that's how I got my position.
You're probably like head and shoulders above, because you're head and shoulders above everybody, because no one wants to work no more, huh?
Yeah. So back to the hierarchy. I'm trying to explain it to you. And
I know, but who's doing the interview, me or you?
Oh,
let's just have a discussion, man. Like we're having all right. So, tell me more about this tornado, fella. Tell me more about
Poor guy, his ears are probably ringing.
He's probably. I
won't say his name.
He's probably still a tornado right now. He's probably still.
No, he's actually a sous chef somewhere. So I'm good for him. He moved up.
All right, So the sous chef
is in charge of doing, like, basically running, making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, tasting everything, doing the orders, basically making sure the restaurant's like, yeah.
You're like the sous chef is the arm for the chef who's the brain. You're like, you're the hand. You're making, how long do you expect a sous chef for? Like, is it a decade or 8 years, 9 years?
Like stay in that position?
Well, how long does it take before, usually, like, it seems like it takes a while to get your shit up and be real comfortable to run some stuff.
I came from school and I was like 21 when I came back, or 20 when I came back from California.
Yeah.
And then I worked at Roast for about a year. When I first started there, I was very young, and the sous chef there, she literally, my first day, she's like, Miriam, I know you're going to be the next sous chef. And I was like, oh my God, no. I don't have the balls to do it. Because you need, like, to run a kitchen, you need to be tough.
Right.
Because you're, like, running these motherfuckers around, like, all day. You have to make sure that you're like their mom, almost. Like, it sucks to put it that way, but you're like their mom. You got to, like, make sure they eat, make sure they're hydrated, because otherwise they're going to put out shitty food.
You know,
because they're not, like, because now they're, like slumping around. They don't want to, like, you got to, like, teach them. Like, you got to, like, do all these things.
Have you thought about this? Give them cocaine.
Listen, in the industry, people do all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They do pills, they do drugs, they like all of that is in the kitchen. Like that, eso no falta. That's always there. Falta means like that's not missing. That's always present because people need to stay up. Like you're doing long ass shifts.
Straight up.
Not I'm okay.
Not Miriam.
Not me.
No.
That's not my choice.
No. Timbits. Just that fucking Timbits and a coffee. I know, I'm here. That's a motherfucking
sugar,
drug,
like,
bro.
literally does it for me. Like, if I'm, like, sleepy, I don't even need espresso. I need, like, I'll go up to the station and I'll grab, like, a dessert. And Is that why you got
into doing pastry?
Yeah, I did.
Let me ask you this. What did you want to be a chef and pastry chef as a little child? Or?
No, I actually, it's crazy. I hated cooking when I was growing up. I remember my mom used to be like, vente a ayudarme to, like, deshebrar, to, like, shred the meat. And I hated it. I used to want to be playing with my dolls, and I'm like, make my sister do it. She's like, come help me peel potatoes. I hated that shit. I did not want to be nowhere near the kitchen. Yeah. I burned half of my face when I was young. No, you can't see it. I was very young. I was, like, 10 or 11. Yeah. I, like, sat on the couch with, like, my cup of noodles, and I burned my face because they're, like,
That's awful.
So I hated the kitchen, and so when I went to high school, they offered vocational school.
I went to a vocational school.
So that was one of the options, was culinary school. So I was like, I don't want to do any of the other stuff. So I, like, went and did it, and I actually loved it. Like, shout out to those teachers, because they, like, showed me, like,
what was it that made you connect in a way that you didn't in your house?
Well, I always had this, like, when I was growing up, I always had this, like, thought that people were just born, like, with the skill. I don't know why. I thought people were born, like with passion. So, like, whenever I saw people doing, like, their careers or they're, like, working on their lives, I always thought, like, oh, if they're singing, that's because they were born that way. Or if they're like doing this, it's because they had this. Like, so I never thought I was gonna be able to be like.
What was your passion?
I don't think I had a passion. Like, when I was in high school, I was just trying to survive.
For real?
I was literally just trying to make sure I graduated.
Did you have like a tough home life, or it wasn't just too much?
Like, it's just like, you grow up with, like, two working parents, you don't see them. First of all, you get what you need, but you don't get what you want. You know what I mean?
Man. But what a blessing to have fucking two parents. Man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. They were together, and they were working for us. So
the amount of money that I could have saved on prostitutes if I had two parents that love each other, you know what I mean? Fuck.
Yes.
It's right, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it breaks a little motherfucker. It breaks your brain, man.
Yeah, the love goes a long way.
Yes. Or just the blueprint of, like, how to stay together, or, like, we don't leave no matter what.
But you also got to think about, like, okay, so my parents were together for 30 years.
Yeah.
But they were unhappy, like, for, like, 15 years.
Yeah, but you don't deserve happiness.
What do you mean?
You don't deserve fucking happiness.
Yes, they do.
No, man. Like you have a duty to your child.
Once we're all old enough,
you got a duty to your child. Think about like what if they just split and chase happiness? Have you ever seen like a divorced dude that's happy in a 1-bedroom apartment with shitty carpet? Like no one's ever happy. You might as well be miserable with your kids.
Oh. But then you make your kids miserable.
No, but like think about it. Do you know what a trollop you would have been?
Can I have my coffee back?
Yeah, you was getting a little crazy, man.
I do get a little talkative.
Yeah, you're like, no, we're talking about this now. That's my bike. That's my bike. I'm like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck, man?
I had to put my kitchen foot down.
I'm like, yo, son. Trust me on this. Trust me, I've talked to people before. No, we talking about what the fuck I want to talk about.
Okay.
Well, I already forgot what the name of that Crondone fella was. What's his name, Crondone?
Who?
The guy above the sous chef. The souffle.
Oh,
what's his name?
Executive.
No, what is it?
Oh, chef de cuisine. So it's chef de cuisine executive. And chef de cuisine is usually...
Who's above the prep cook?
That's Tornad.
Well, I call him a trunk. I was close. I was a cunt hair away. I was like, this guy, this close.
Poor guy.
Man, fuck him.
No, okay. You know what's crazy?
Tell me.
So when I got promoted to sous chef within the year of working at that restaurant...
Yes.
That guy was furious. The guy that I'm thinking about, the Tornad, because he's like, I should have gotten that job. Sir, listen, I'm here before everybody gets here. I leave after everybody leaves.
I think you know what.
Like, do the math.
Bruh,
who's more deserving of this
Miriam,
job?
I think you raised a really good point. I think when I was younger, I was like a bitter bitch. I was like a bitch ass little bitter ass bitch maid.
Why?
Because I was.
Why you have so much anger?
Because I was afraid. I was frightened, and I was afraid to try things. So then I resented people that got things.
Yeah, and that's not a good trait at all.
It's awful.
Because I learned through my years of like working through the kitchen, you should never be like why did that person get it? You know what I mean?
But like,
because you can always work to be better than those person. And then on top of that... But
Miriam, what I was going to say was, instead of being bitter at that person, you study that person. You try to figure out what they did better than you. You're like, how did this motherfucker... Like, how...
It advanced so fast.
Yeah, like, all right, she showed up at this time. What time I show up? Ooh, that's 40 minutes after her. And then you start adding that shit up. And that's the only way you can improve. Like, this being mad at you is ridiculous.
Everybody was mad at me. I worked in a kitchen. I was the only woman in that kitchen. I was the only Hispanic in that kitchen, and the dudes that were like under me were all like in their like late 30s, early 40s. So you can like imagine like these dudes are like pissed.
Was there any?
Why
good
do I gotta listen to this woman?
Were there any good workers?
Yeah, there was.
So do you think so?
So that's what actually made me.
Were there people that could have been in your place besides you?
No.
You were a better worker than all of those guys?
These dudes didn't give a literal fuck. Like, they would cook something that was spoiled. I'm like, you can clearly see that's spoiled. Like, sir, what are you doing? Like, stuff that just made no sense.
That's rough.
I was just like, and then me having to be that person to, like, tell them, like, hey, you can't serve this. And start it over. It was like World War III. They would like throw a fit like little kids. They'll like start slamming stuff. I'm just sitting here like, it's my job.
That was after you got in, right?
Yeah.
But like before you got in, they never gave a shit even before then too?
No, this restaurant, no. The restaurant wasn't the problem. It was the people. The restaurant held high standards.
Right.
That's why I loved working there. I worked there for 6 years. They had their standards roast. It was a steakhouse.
Where's
it was
that?
Michael Simon's roast.
Oh, I went there. I had bone marrow for the first time.
Oh, so good.
Now I eat it all the time to this day.
Yeah. I introduced all my friends to bone marrow.
Yo, bone marrow.
Because it's like...
It's good for you.
Yeah. It's like a funny thing. Like, I feel like people won't order it if they don't know what it is. And once they try it, they're like, they'll never go back.
I feel like a caveman when I eat it. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a caveman.
Yeah. With the right acidity.
I've been since COVID came out, man. It's like no one wants to work, and when I go to restaurants, I can taste the indifference in the food.
It sucks. COVID really did like ruin. Well, COVID was what shut us down. Like we didn't survive.
But did you notice when after the COVID, like
a lot of things,
like attitudes changing, and like I don't want to focus on COVID itself, but like in the kitchen, what did you notice before and after?
It's really hard to maintain cooks because like a lot of places are just like they're not paying well. They're right now the kitchen staff that we have is great. It's phenomenal. Yeah. Like we have a really close relationship with everybody, which is good. You're in there for like 12, 13 hours a day. Like that's what I tell everybody coming in like new. Yeah. Like listen, like if you're having a shitty day, leave that shit at the door because we're gonna be here all day. And it only takes one bad attitude to ruin the entire like kitchen aura. So like I try my hardest to be like, hey, like we're all in this, you know, like I'm working just as hard next to you. Yeah. I'm not just sitting on my ass in the computer. Like, you know, I save that shit for after work so I can be in there involved with everybody. So, you know, so we can have a good atmosphere. So right now we have a really good staff. Like,
I think, and I'm going back to your mom and dad, man. Like, you wouldn't be able, all this shit you're talking, you wouldn't even be able to do this without your parents showing you that work ethic and showing you how to go get it and get after it.
Yeah, because they always work. Because they always work. That's what I'm built on. Like, work is what's gonna, you know, bring food to the table.
Straight up.
Yep. So I'm actually very happy that that they showed me that because that's gotten me so far in my lifetime.
All right, now that we've talked about what you want to talk about, I want to talk about
the menu.
I want to talk about how to make a fucking menu.
Okay, so listen, I just changed. So I'm in charge of the pastries at my job. So I just changed the menu recently.
Oh, the pastry menu or the
pastry? I don't do the regular menu.
But you could tell a person that's watching because I want them to be able to figure out because I think so many people like food, right? Yeah. But they just don't.
Are they scared? Or
they're scared. Two, they don't. For me, there's a logic to it. You know, some people don't know how to connect logic to food. Like they'll have, it'll be rich on top of rich like they don't know how to balance things or pace them. So maybe teach me how to do that.
So it's all about balance, especially if you're like starting off. Yeah. Like you really just have to taste stuff. Like as you go, you gotta get out there. Like you gotta stop shopping at like Walmart. Go to like stores that have like fresh things because
you know where
you're grabbing
where the ethnics are. Yeah. And then you talk to everybody. Yes.
Listen, I only get my produce from like the Arabic markets.
Which one, on Paradise on 16?
No, I go to the one on Wyoming. That's my favorite one because they have everything I can ever imagine. All the spices in abundance, like for cheap.
Yo, you should never buy spices.
Never.
Find somebody that might look at a store and be like, could a person there suicide bomb me? And then if the answer is yes, you're gonna get some cheap ass spices.
Listen. Okay, this. If there's only one advice that I could give you is buy whole spices, grind them yourself because you get the most flavor. Peppercorns, cumin, coriander, buy them whole. You like toast them up. Yeah. That'll change your entire game. I don't care if you're making fettuccine Alfredo. If you toast the black peppercorns a little bit and you grind it yourself.
So does it release oils?
Yeah, it releases all of the flavors. It changes it a little bit. It gives it like a more earthier taste. Yeah, you know, some peppercorns you get a sweeter taste because I've actually used peppercorns for an ice cream.
Yo, I bet you that's good.
It was phenomenal.
Dude, all right, see, these are the hacks that I'm looking for right here. These are the fucking hacks that I'm looking for.
Also, a good book to
go on.
Nuna told me you were making a book.
Yeah, I'm making a cookbook.
What is it about?
It's called How to Be Human. So there's no recipes, but it's these basic like ideas, right?
Yes.
Because there's those ideas.
1,000 cookbooks out there, but where are the techniques?
Yes.
Where like you can give. This is what I learned in culinary school. You can give 30 people in the room the same recipe. 30 things are going to be different. It's going to be the same recipe, but it's going to be different because everybody's like putting their own taste. Yeah. You're not putting enough of this. You might have missed this.
Do you have right now I can't stop using I'm always sneaking coriander or nutmeg in some.
Coriander is great.
Coriander
is beautiful because it's like this like spice that's like very neutral. It's not strong like cumin. You know, cumin
tastes like a fucking armpit, but it's good.
To me, it tastes like grass. And you know what's funny? Okay. Everybody associates cumin to Mexican. Like when I'm making staff meal for my staff,
I don't think that at all.
They're like, oh, you got taco seasoning? And when they say taco seasoning, it just means salt and cumin.
Bruh, let me tell you something. Because I was in LA for 20 fucking years. And coming here, I'll be like, really? All they think is like, it's just cumin on fucking everything. It's like,
I went like deep East LA and I saw this lady dip her like the steak into this big like it's called the acaso. It's made out of copper, and she dipped it into like the lard or whatever
and fried that bitch.
Best fucking tacos I've ever.
Bruh,
I was like, give me all of that. I need all the fat, and that's another thing. Like cooking food in like different fats will already elevate it. You're already at a restaurant level. If you're cooking your food in like beef fat, if you're cooking it in bacon fat, you're already on another level of cooking.
It's funny that you and I are on the same page with this one. I go to the butcher and I get fat back and I just bake it off. I just bake it off and I got this beef. And it's way cheaper.
Putting it in buns like Parker rolls, beautiful.
That sounds fire.
It is. We used to do that at a steakhouse.
Did you know that the taco trucks in LA have to depending on the neighborhood, they got to pay off the gangs for protection. So,
I believe it.
I can't even buy drugs off the guy. It's like they just shake down the taco lady. It's fucking. We had an old lady that would do the goat stew on Saturdays.
Ooh, yeah, the birria.
Yes, the birria.
Birria. You got to roll your R's. Birria.
Birria?
Yeah, so it's B-I-R.
Oh, birria.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm saying vud. Trying to go to the vud to the rud. Like, that's fucking hard, man. That's, all right, and I think this, going back to the cookbook, is you can, what I'm trying to get people to a place where you look at a recipe. Let's say you look at a recipe, you know the reason why each thing, you know the element
because
that this
I've
thing
done
brings.
these things so many times. So the tart that I just put on the menu, it was a mixture of a lot of things. And you know what's crazy? This girl comes up to me and she hands me a piece of tart that she bought from across the street. Yeah. I pick and choose the things.
Walk me through that. Walk me through
how I created this tart.
Yeah, or just how you take a bite of something.
So I bit it and you just analyze. Okay, so I bit this tart.
Yo, hold on 1 second. Will you grab that box with the
key lime?
No, we're gonna eat something that you didn't make, and then you're gonna explain it to me. There's like coffee cake in there. We'll just grab a handle.
Okay, yeah.
Then that way you can teach me how to do it.
Yeah. So she gave me this bite. It was like half of a tart, and so since I've made tarts, there's a tart on the menu. I was tasting first the crust. Then I tasted the filling, and I'm making sure that all of that's coherent, like that it all goes together. Right. And it kind of was like weird because I can tell that the jam was like something that they got out of a bucket. Like they didn't make it in house. You could tell the difference because the texture is like way firmer. Right. Like when you make a jelly at home, it's like thin, it's nice, it's like soft, it like flows in your mouth, you know? Yeah. When it's like a jam from the bucket, it's like gelatinous. Yeah, like you could tell it's like
it's straight up. Yeah, it probably got some type of Jello or
just
some
because they're made to last a long time. Yeah, and I don't blame them. They have to make a lot. Like Canal across the street, they have to make so many pastries. So I don't blame them if they use it. But I could taste it. Me, as somebody of a professional standpoint, I could taste it. Yeah. And so then the following texture was like a pastry cream, which I could tell was pistachio, very bland. And then on top of that, fresh fruit. So, like, I dissected the whole thing, and I was like, they probably just got, like, some cheap paste and then whipped it, like, with, And so when I created my tart, I remember a lot of, like, things that I watched. So I'll remember the techniques. So then I was like, oh, what if I do the tart, but, like, so I look at what's in season next. Okay. So I'm like, okay, mangoes are in season. What goes with mangoes? And then we have this.
What goes with mangoes?
A bunch of like other tropical fruits, passion fruit, kiwis.
Can you do like
pineapples?
What would be a herb you would put with a mango?
Thyme.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit. See, I never would have thought about thyme.
I have a book.
That's interesting.
It's called the Flavor Bible, and you look up an ingredient, and it'll tell you everything that pairs well. Wow. Vanilla, what kind of alcohol goes with it. So you just take all these floating things, and you're like, how could I put it together? And then, not to mention, this restaurant has a lot of allergies on a daily basis. It blows my mind.
Why are we doing this?
So I try to adapt to everything because I want everybody to taste my stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to put any nuts in there.
Man.
I'm not going to put any sesame. And I'm going to try to keep it light on the dairy because I'm trying to make it so, like people can taste the stuff. So I have to work with all of that.
What did you call this young lady right here?
Nuna.
Nuna.
Yeah.
All right.
This is my best friend Nuna. For years. So
I didn't know her. I didn't know her. Can I call you Nuna too? Is that because I've been calling her Young Beezy, but
Young what?
Young Beezy.
I love that.
But yeah, all right. So let's take me through there. We're both gonna eat it together.
Ooh, raisins. Ooh, it's really soft and moist.
Yeah, it is pretty soft and moist. All right, so
that's good.
So I'm getting what spice? What's the spice you're getting?
Cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon.
Cinnamon, raisin.
That's raisin? Mm-hmm. I think it's a currant herb or something.
Is it bigger?
Well, it's got a grit to it.
Oh.
It's like...
It's blueberry.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I think.
That's probably... It's hard. It's a shitload of sugar. How many cups of sugar is in this?
A lot. In order for, Is it coffee cake?
Yeah.
In order for it to, be nice and,
Coffee.
Yeah. In order for it to be like that, nice and moist, a lot of sugar, a lot of milk, a lot of butter.
So this is gonna be like a butter like this.
This is good for coffee. That's exactly why it goes with.
So it's like butter,
a lot of butter.
It's
a
probably
lot of
way
milk.
more than you think too, right?
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's do yours now. This is the star of the show. Fuck this shit.
This is good though.
Get out of here. Beat it, peasant. Thank you. But that's this.
Okay, so back to my tart, just so I can finish. So what I ended up doing was that I have a standard recipe for the crust.
For this?
For my crust, for the other tart. So I just added something that goes with the mango. So what goes with mango? Citrus.
Yeah.
So I did orange zest in the crust.
Yum.
And so the filling, I charred up a pineapple, the entire thing without peeling it. I threw it over the stove. I let that bitch get black. Black. And then I let it steam for 15 minutes just so the char can get into the pineapple. So then what I did is I peeled it and then I blitzed the entire pineapple. I threw it in a RoboCoupe. So it'll get chopped up.
When you explain things to me, sometimes I gotta stop you.
No, that's okay.
All right, so let's go back. So when you steam it, so what happens? The water loosens up the smells and it goes in. What happens?
Just steeping it helps the char go inside.
Word.
Because you obviously don't want black in the jam that I'm making.
No.
You just want the flavor. You want the little smokiness or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it goes so well with this sweet pineapple, and they're I think they're in season.
Pineapples?
Yeah. So
I just got two on
so
the low.
Sweetness is insane. So I peeled it and I threw it in the RoboCoupe so it'll be nice and blended up.
Yeah.
And then I threw it on the stove. I threw brown sugar and I threw this Lebanese alcohol. It's called arak. It's made from grapes and star anise. Yeah. So those flavors bind so well with pineapple.
Did you notice that everybody
nice.
Everybody in the fucking that region, they all got a licorice-y, sambuca, everybody.
Licorice. So in the book that I got, it's a Lebanese pastry book that I was trying to work off of. Every recipe had the two same ingredients: licorice, star anise, and orange blossom. Which I'm not mad at it, but I just didn't want to do those flavors. For me, summer screams tropical flavors.
You know what I found is,
and I I hope the community's not mad at me because I was like, I'm not trying to the Arabic community because I'm like, I work in an Arabic restaurant, but I'm trying so hard to
stop that shit right now. Stop it.
I'm trying so hard to give them like something.
No, but this was gonna be my point. Cause I go shopping at a Lebanese store every week, and I'm cool. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with the owners, and I'm like, "Oh, you try this," and they're like, "No, I'm not trying that." They're fucking like, everybody's fucking the most closed-minded group of, like, I buy more things in that store than they do because they're like, "No, that's for Assyrians. No, that's for Chaldeans." Like, everybody's really locked in their ways.
Yeah.
So it's important, like, for you to come in with a genuine love for something and start experimenting because. Yeah, because there's something very stagnant that I see going on in a lot of because they're like, that's not the way to do it, and it's like,
especially if they're like very old school traditional. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to step on anybody's shoes. I'm not trying to take their desserts and flip it into something more modern. Like, I want to create something nice.
Yeah, you're just inspired.
So
because you're never going to be as good as Sito. You're never going to be as good as grandma's.
Yeah,
so you might as well fucking go this way.
Yeah. So
I didn't know. I did dried figs and I did a preserve and I did anise, a touch of clove and chili pepper.
Those are
red
all
pepper
really like nice spices that go so well with figs. Like
just kind of blend it.
Yeah.
Boom, and
they really go hand in hand. Figs are phenomenal.
Burn this son of a gun. What'd you make right here?
Okay, so this is the key lime pie. I did like a
that meringue is beautiful.
Thank you. I did a graham cracker crust. The key lime curd is in the center, and then it's just meringue.
Let me just tell you something. My nanny, my grandmother, she would make lemon meringue pie, and it was my favorite. So this is gonna bring me right back to Albina. God bless her soul.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man.
This is such a crowd pleaser. Everybody's a sucker for key lime. I made a key lime cake before, and oh my god, everybody remembers me because of that cake. They're like, oh my god.
Marijuana, I don't smoke it, but if I did, I'd smoke hooch because it sounds like cooch, and you can only get that from Luxury Loud. And who doesn't like some nice cooch? That's beautiful. Hey, going back to cumin, I forgot to tell you some interesting shit. Did you know that's the second most used spice? Behind black pepper. Well, think about everywhere where like, shit, you can get that in Chinese cooking, fucking everywhere. Curries, all that shit.
Yes, in curries especially. My friend makes a bomb curry.
Dude, I tried to make a marinade with cinnamon and
I did not realize how much cinnamon is an actual like savory cooking.
That's some real Arabic shit.
Like especially in like shawarma marinade or like, oh my god, kebab marinade. Like but it's so good. Like I always associated cinnamon to like sweets. Yeah.
That was same with us in
Do you have something to cut this with?
Yes, I do.
The knife, yes. And then we just take 2 plates.
What's it call it? Mint is the same way. Like
in
America,
dried mint. Yeah. Yes.
I didn't know you worked at an Arabic spot.
Yes.
I just made kibbeh naya the other day.
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time adjusting to kibbeh naya.
Why?
Because it's raw, raw lamb.
You got to think about it like this. That's a real rich person flex. Yeah. Be like, bitch, I'm so motherfucking rich. Like, I'm gonna eat this meat that's raw, and not die.
We get really good quality. Sorry, this is like not.
I know. Why we were better off just taking a bite out of it.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, yeah. Because trying to scoop it out is not gonna be ideal.
I'd rather us do it like this. Yeah. Saten.
Yes. Bon. Salud. Just like how I remembered it.
Yo, that is so good.
Thank you.
It's all at once. You get the butter and you get the cream, but then it's got a nice sharp lime finish. So it's not cloying at all.
Mm-hmm. It needs to be a little more colder, but it's so good.
I understand
Just so it can be a little more firm.
This is my inner fat kid right here, man. You know, the little fat
Do
ass.
it up.
I used to eat my feelings.
No, really?
Yeah, I was like 200, 240.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was a little fat. Just eating my feelings just brings me back to being a child.
Good. That's what I love about like cooking is that food reminds you. Like I've had people tell me like, "Oh my God, this took me back." Like
that motherfucker bite right there.
It was perfect.
That was the one.
That was the one.
Yeah, sorry. Damn. Yes.
It's okay.
Well done.
Yes, I'll make desserts. They're like, "Oh my God, this literally tastes like my childhood." I love that. That's like the biggest compliment you could give.
Fuck
me.
yeah, man.
Like
if you can take somebody somewhere.
Yes.
If you can time travel.
Literally. It's amazing. That's why this is the career that thankfully I landed in. Thankfully I'm very good at it, and thankfully like it's going well for me, and I'm very happy about that because I don't imagine myself doing anything else, to be honest, now.
I don't think you should. Honestly. Miriam?
Yes.
Where can people like order your stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll tell them everywhere.
So you guys can order through.
I'm fucking good, man. Get it away from me. I'm gonna eat it all.
Well, I just do like on the side. I just take orders. Like I'm not out there yet because I spend so much time in the kitchen. But I take orders. Like a lot of my work has been through word of mouth. Like people will be like recommending me like left and right, and I just do it. Like if you order a pie, I'll make it for you. You know.
Away from me, man. I'm gonna eat all of it and think about sad things. And then think about happy
You know
things.
what makes me happy is when people will like reach out and they'll ask me for complicated things. Like they'll be like, "Can you make me a key lime cake?" Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because now it's like you try. Yeah.
I don't want boring ass vanilla cake. I don't want boring. But no offense to anybody who likes boring. I'll make you the best vanilla fucking cake
I was gonna say,
you ever had.
But you know that might like shit. A good vanilla cake probably might even be harder to do than something with some razzle dazzle because you got nothing to hide behind. You like butt ass naked out there.
I got skills. I'll make it. Yeah, I've made.
I requested a unique cake.
She did.
What did you request?
She wants lemon curd.
Lemon meringue.
Yeah.
Lemon meringue cake.
How do you do this? Do you like make the pie and then fold it in? Or
No, you just make the curd. You make the curd.
Curd is what? Eggs? Like an egg?
Eggs. So it's
Sugar?
cooked in bain marie. You don't want to ever cook it directly in a pot because
Who's Bain Marie?
Bain Marie.
Who's this?
That's the technique.
She got a man or what?
No.
Because I'm looking.
Apparently.
Man, hey, tell her I said what up.
It's the technique you use. You use a pot of water, boiling water, and then you cook it over.
Oh,
so it's not a direct heat.
The double boiler.
Yeah.
That's the problem with y'all chef.
We have like these crazy terminology.
You forget I'm retarded, and you're like, oh, you do the paper sauce, and then shiffy fall. I'm like, yo, man, like, hold up, like, let me catch up. I'm chasing after you, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't get to ask you what I really wanted to know because you mystified me with your pie. But now you're gonna teach me techniques. You ready?
Yes.
This is gonna be called the fixer.
Yeah.
How do you fix? All right, so let's say I make something too hot.
Like spicy?
Yeah, spicy hot. Yeah. What do I do?
So the beautiful thing about the kitchen is you can always fix something. The crazy thing about baking is you can't. You just have to start it over.
That's
you throw it away. You start it over. So if something's very spicy, you add a little bit of sugar. Like you add like a spoonful. It's not going to make it sweet, but it's going to balance that spicy.
I do that. Yeah, because it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's crazy that it's like an immediate fix.
Do you know if there's like a science behind that?
Yes, there is. There's this great book called Acid Fat. If you look up acid fat, you'll find the book.
I've done acid. Right?
We're talking about the kitchen acid. Like acid is in the terminology.
Acid would be like a lemon
juice, vinegar, any kind of acid.
So what would like a tomato is kind of like could be sweet
tomatoes acidic.
Acid.
No, tomatoes acidic. So
tomatoes are acid.
Yeah.
Is there acid that you wouldn't think is an acid? Let's think about it together.
Kiwi. Couldn't kiwi.
Yeah, kiwis are very acidic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a really good one. Okay.
So raw mango could be an acid too, right?
No, that's not very sweet.
No, I mean the unripe, like a green
so
mango.
in Thai cooking,
Yeah.
they actually use only green mangoes and green papayas,
Right.
And they'll cut them up, they'll shave them, and they'll toss them in because they love that acidity. So that's actually
See, look at us.
Look at you. Yeah, it's nice to like talk to someone that like else that's understanding because you kind of bounce ideas off.
Well,
That's how the kitchen works. Oh,
I bet you.
I'll run up to my friend and I'll be like, I am having trouble with this, and then she'll bounce off of me.
A strawberry could be an acid too if it's tart enough, couldn't it? Or no? I went too far.
That's one of the ones that would be sweet.
Damn it.
Yeah, but kiwi's a good one. Kiwi's acidic.
Kiwi tastes just like a strawberry.
No, like when they're perfectly ripe, they're like nice and acidic. Because I just made a kiwi sorbet.
All right.
She just had it actually, by the way. And the way I made this sorbet was it's already acidic, so I know I don't have to add too much lemon juice to it. But I'll still add a little splash to bring out the acidity.
You know, I was going back to the acid thing. I find it interesting to see like who uses what. Like Mexicans, they use lime.
Yeah.
Lebanese, they use lemon. Like it's like I like to see.
Yes, the contrast is so crazy because the mirepoix for Mexicans.
What's a mirepoix? Is that the three things? Like,
Yeah.
Carrot.
Yep. Celery, onions. So
What's Mexican mirepoix?
onions, tomatoes.
Onions.
We throw that in all of our food.
Tomatoes.
Like anything you're cooking, if you're cooking a meat, onions, tomatoes. If you're cooking chicken, onions, tomatoes. Like that's just gonna make it like taste.
It is the same
When I make
sauce.
like a taco filling meat, chicken tomato, onions, tomatoes. That's it. Just saute it and add a little
Is there some
Norse?
What's Norse?
Norse, the chicken bouillon.
The little yellow fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that guy. He's everywhere. I've never used that Norse.
I love Norse.
I was like,
please don't tell me it's bad because I love it. I can't stop.
MSG is good for you, man. MSG.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
I bet if I can convince people to come back to MSG, then
I know.
my whole life is gonna lie.
Everybody like takes this like trend and they run with it. MSG is so bad for you. Like,
yo, they've been born into this bullshit. And this is what I say, and I say it again. MSG distracts your tongue while they dump a bunch of sugar and salt and oil on you. That's what's killing you, not the MSG.
Yeah. They want to like shift the blame over to like something else, but
Sazon, I do that with my rice.
Ooh, Sazon makes it.
That's another one.
You know what's another one I learned about the Mexican rice is they use red bell pepper and it's so fucking good.
Do they use red pepper?
Yeah, but you gotta saute it a little. So you saute the onions and then like the red pepper, like very small.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it taste really fucking good.
So onions and tomatoes is the mirepoix. What's
mirepoix? So mirepoix.
What's the Lebanese one?
It's onions, tomatoes, but they use parsley instead of cilantro.
There's some parsley.
Big parsley. Like we order 2 cases like every 3 days at my job. We go through so much parsley.
We'll
so
think
much
about like tabouleh's got that shit. Well, everything.
Literally, most of our food is like parsley, curly parsley, not the Italian.
You know what the other Lebanese flavor that I feel like people miss is the sumac. Which sumac could be an acid. That's a little tough.
Sumac is acidic. Yeah, that's a good one.
Look at us brainstorming. All right, let's say.
So it's called salt, fat, acid. I keep remembering it because my friend bought me the book. It's a really good book.
It's called what?
Salt, fat, acid.
That's it? Salt, fat, acid?
Yep. It's a really good book. It explains the science behind all of those, like why
it tells you why
food needs all of this. Yep.
All right, let's say let's go down the. All right, so let's say I made it too salty. Then how do I correct over salting the dish?
Acid.
So you put like a
lemon juice, vinegar. When I'm at home, I don't usually have a lot of lemon juice, so I'll throw a little vinegar, distilled.
Yeah.
Distilled apple cider. It's just for the acid. You're not doing it for the flavor.
So the acid.
Yep. You thin it down.
I heard this one chef told me like if it's a soup, he'll throw some potatoes in there.
And it'll absorb the salt. Yeah, that's for soups. Yeah.
Burns it like and then he sacrifices the potato.
Or potatoes.
R.I.P. Potatoes are fucking delicious, man.
In every form.
Dog, for real, man.
It's the most underrated kitchen.
You think so?
Yeah, they just like los hacen de menos.
I know. I feel like like
We lived off of potatoes.
who the fuck you talking? Oh,
Yeah. Like tostadas de papa, tacos de papa, like literally anything papa.
papa means
Potato.
potato.
Yes.
Papas. That makes sense. Pa. I always try to figure out etymology and shit
Yeah.
because it helps me understand.
Good.
You know what I like for the potatoes is I like the scallop shit. So all you gotta do is go like and just throw like 2 layers. It's like one extra fucking thing and allows something
That's
that's
beautiful. Gourmet shit.
I think you're right. No, I take everything back. You're right, because all they do is just mash those fucking things. And it's like 2 extra steps, and you can set your restaurant apart from everybody. Is there any Lebanese potato stuff that they do or not?
Batata hara.
Patata hara? What is that?
Spicy potato. So
Oh, hara. Okay.
Hara,
Because I've seen that. All right, go ahead.
the ones that we do at our restaurant, we boil first. We boil just so we can get them like a cook.
Yeah.
And then we fry the shit out of them. Like they want crunchy, like nice and crunchy. And then the seasoning is Aleppo, sumac, a little bit of citric for the acidity,
Let me ask you something.
and cayenne. So they're spicy.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
When I was trying to learn how to cook and do shit on the budget, I would go to the Mexican spots and buy all the different peppers and then cut them up and then put them on the thing to make them hot and then grind them up and make it into a powder.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like how long do I need to cook them for? Because I've noticed like sometimes it would be bitter. Like I would I felt like I was doing it wrong. I was getting
So
bitter
you'll get
aftertaste.
bitter when they're fresh.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do dried,
Yeah.
then you'll get good because you already got that moisture out of it.
Right.
I know that because I fucked something up to understand that.
Yo.
Poblanos,
Yeah.
to make like green spaghetti, you have to roast it fully. But one time I made the mistake of rushing it, so I didn't.
What's green spaghetti, man? Tell me about that. What do you do? What do you do for green
It's the
spaghetti?
poblanos, like you char them up really good. Right. And the char is going to actually cook them, so it's going to make them soft.
Yeah.
But I was rushing it that time, so it didn't actually cook the poblano. And I blended it up, and it had that bitter aftertaste. So that's how I learned that it didn't cook. So like, you know how a green pepper is like tastes different when it's raw than when it's cooked?
Yeah.
That's the analogy. Yeah. Because of all the moisture and shit.
Let's go. I'm gonna rapid fire you now because I feel like we can go another 2 hours. You and I.
Yeah.
All right.
When you're talking about kitchen stuff, we can literally sit here for hours.
I know, dude. I'm a fucking dork with that shit too. What is spice? Is that what is that considered? Like, what is spice considered?
Spice like spicy or like spices?
You know, like we onion like lemons are citrus. What is a spice an acid? Is it a salt? What is cayenne pepper? Is that a
like
sensation or what?
Yeah, like a seasoning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't go in any of those the regular ones. It's an outside one that can complement.
Aren't they herbs just like broken down?
I don't.
They're part of flour. They're part of like a plant, and they're just kind of like broken down.
But I was thinking like as far as like in the what's it considered? It's not one of the flavor things, but it's like I guess it is like a herb.
Like when you're cooking.
I'm gonna call it like a feeling. Because spice brings like a
like it brings out spices bring out different flavors of like while you're cooking. So like let's say like you're cooking like a tomato soup.
Yeah.
And instead of using like I do salt, pepper, instead of using like
spicy. That's when
spicy oil. Okay.
Dude.
I was like confused. I'm like,
you're like spices? I'm like, no. I felt like when like
like spicy.
What is spicy? Yeah, what is spicy considered?
Part of like the flavor.
Yeah, like well, or spicy its own deal.
I think so. Like, yeah, because people don't really like spicy, so I just feel like it's just kind of its own thing. Like, if you want something spicy, you add hot sauce, kind of deal. But if you're making something like curry, oh my god, I told my friend like, pack it with cayenne, like pack it with this, pack it with that, like pack it with like the Thai chilies or something, because you want it to have that heat.
Yeah, it's
so
all
people
it's just
don't
saying
like spicy, so we always have to keep that out of the third.
No one likes spicy. I thought it was just white people.
Punks.
I thought it was just white people, and I brought it to some other people, some spice, and they're like, oh,
This is too hot. Oh, even the black pepper is a little too spicy for some people.
But now that these kids are into the Takis and all that shit like that, you're gonna see a whole new group of people with a different flavor palette, profile palette. Mm-hmm. And like, give me one last. Is there any tip that I should have asked that I didn't?
Oh, now you're asking.
Since you know every fucking thing.
Oh, now you're asking me. Well, I think the spice was a really good one, like especially for starters, like for people who are starting or who don't know how to,
go to the store, get the whole spice, roast.
Whole spice always. Like
I got.
Don't be shy of salt.
Never. Yeah, salt brings out a lot of flavors. Yeah.
Even salt with this, I find salt with, you need salt in the sweets to balance shit.
Yeah, like the flake. We have like really expensive, like crunchy salt. It's called the malted salt.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because it's just a crunch and then a little bit of salt, and it ties it all together, especially when something's very rich. Yeah, you can use that.
I like salt on my shit.
I love salt.
I would get ice cream and put salt on it. It wouldn't matter. But it's funny. Well, Mexican cats, they use salt on the fruit and shit a lot. I was doing that in front of a Ukrainian girl, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing? We use sugar." And it was interesting because her putting the sugar on brought out the tartness because it killed her sugar, and you putting the salt on a fruit brings out the sweetness. Yeah. So it's kind of to your point.
Yeah. Everything. Yeah, definitely get that book. You'll understand it a lot more.
You're the best. Check on it. Shit.
Also,
we're done. No, to like you.
Shopping for what's growing in that time.
Yeah. Seasonal. Yeah, you got to do seasonal.
Everything.
That's what I was thinking when you're like with the tomato shit. I'm like, that's rough during the wintertime because, man, there's nothing worse than a mealy fucking tomato, man. So do you go to canned or during the winter with the it's not a sin to use canned. Like sometimes it's easy to use like the tomato like puree. No, I'm not. I'm just.
Oh my god! Because I don't use stuff in canned.
No, I use like there's certain
like canned puree just saves you time.
Some of the tomato shit from fucking Italy tastes more like tomatoes than tomatoes do.
Yeah, those are actually great. Like the San Marzano brand. Oh, that's my favorite to use for like spaghetti sauce.
Bro, yeah, you
never buy. Okay, that's another tip. Okay. Never buy spaghetti sauce. Never buy Alfredo sauce. Those are like the most basic things you could do, and it only takes me like 5 minutes to make this sauce.
I think a lot of times it's
convenience, but it's not worth all that sugar.
Well, we're afraid. Well,
they just put so much sugar in the spaghetti sauce.
They put so much everything fucking.
Like, so one time I had it at my mom's house because, bless her heart, she still uses it. Yeah. And I was like, why does that taste sweet? Did you accidentally put sugar instead of salt? She's like, no, I use Prego. And I was like, mommy.
But that's the thing.
Mommy.
If you get shitty tomatoes then if you're making your own sauce and you get the wrong kind of canned tomatoes, now you're trying to jazz that shit up. You're better off just getting, now that honestly, shit's all over, just get some Italian ones and fucking.
Honestly, onions, oil, canned tomatoes will like shoot you a better way than Prego. Like that's it. You don't need to make it fancy. You don't need to jazz it up. That's it.
I was what you were saying about the croutons when the thing was off. Like you can make your own croutons, own breadcrumbs, own fucking anything.
You could literally use hot dog buns, like anything that's just sitting there. Like you have really good stuff.
I was just thinking hot dog buns.
Yeah. Actually, they make really good ones because they're so soft, but when they get stale, they're really nice. Yeah.